Here's the big question.
How are agents like us,
who didn't get an opportunity to invest in a franchise early,
who are spending time and money to sell homes,
building someone else's saleable asset?
How do we grow a business but still build wealth?
Have an exit strategy,
and get a piece of the pie that's not dependent
on us working more hours and every weekend?
That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer.
My name is Jay Kinder.
My name is Al Stasek.
And I'm Michael Reese. We are your hosts, and welcome to the One Big Fire podcast. Hey, Cindy Woods, how y'all doing?
Woohoo, ready to go. That always gets me fired up.
Doing awesome.
That's great. So, Cindy, you know, we glad to have you as a partner. You're obviously a new partner. And the goal of today's interview is, you know, first of all, when I met you, I put in the copy for the description that you were a go-getter. And what I mean by that is I could tell from the minute I met you that you knew how to make a decision and that you weren't like, some people are emotional, but you were real clear what you were looking for. And so, you know, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story of how you got, not so much how you got into real estate, because I think really is, why did you decide to partner with us and make the switch over to EXP?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm really honored and super excited to be a part of EXP. So really, you know, when I started kind of looking at different options, you know, EXP was probably one of the, you know, first brokers that popped up as far as providing just unbelievable tools and resources. And I was really excited to learn more about partnering with you guys and, you know, receiving lots of, you know, unbelievable coaching. So I'm actually on the American Dream show. And so I had spoke with Trisha Turner, and she had shared her story and how she was able to really take her team that was, you know, a fairly small team to the team that she has right now, and just how successful she was by partnering with you guys and working with EXP. So once I met with you guys, to me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, let's go. So
that's awesome. And so, you know, a lot of people who watch this video, you know, what were you looking for? You know, a lot of agents, well, let's say this, how was making the switch? And you can be open and real, you know, was it complicated? Was it hard? You know, a lot of people, they're nervous when they're looking at switching.
Yeah, you know, as far as the process itself, it was super easy. I mean, I was so amazed to see how much support that EXP provides. I mean, within, you know, a few minutes of completing my onboarding application, I had a phone call, I had emails. I wasn't just kind of left in the dark. So the process itself, as far as switching over, was really, really easy. In terms of the decision, you know, it was scary because I had been at my former broker for, you know, a little over 7 years. So, you know, had definitely done very, very well over there. So I felt like, you know, a small fish now jumping into this huge pond, but hey, I'm up for the challenge. So I was really excited.
That's awesome.
So when you came on board, did you like feel, you know, it's obviously EXP has a process when they're bringing people over, and it's a pretty dialed in, it's become amazing. But did you also feel like the help from the team and just, you know, everybody that you've partnered with now kind of reaching out and helping you with that process of getting moved over?
Yeah, absolutely. So from the very beginning, even before I had transferred my license over, I was getting phone calls. You know, the sponsor, which of course is Trisha Turner, she was reaching out to me, you know, constantly texting me, checking in, seeing how I was doing, seeing what I needed. Once I did make that move, within, like I said, a few minutes, I had a message from the EXP personal concierge, which I was like, who is this guy? And it was awesome. He was there. He was, you know, able to help walk me through some of the tools. You know, I had Becky Martin calling me, and she was phenomenal getting me into the world. So I never felt alone. And I think when you make that transition, a lot of times agents kind of feel like they're left out there in the dark, and it's really scary. And I never felt that when I made the transition here. So
that's awesome.
Well, let's talk about, your first 30 days. A lot of people, if someone were to ask you, based upon what was your expectation and what was from your experience, specifically, like you said that there was a lot of resources. Were you able to find those, navigate those? I think here's what I think that where people are most, they don't understand is they think because you're virtual, there's not a culture. They think, like you said, that's out there alone and scary. This might be redundant, but you mentioned the world. Have you been up into the world? What's been your experience with the world? Let's go there.
Wow, the world is unbelievable. I actually went in as a guest before I made the transition, and I created my little avatar, and I was so shocked. I never could imagine technology being like this. So, once I made the transition, I went in there, actually, I would say within the first couple of days, and I went into the broker office and I spoke with the state broker. It was a little awkward because I was like, I'm new to this. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to raise my hand. I'm supposed to wave. But it was so awesome. So I've been in there. I've been, really kind of in that, exploration phase, just trying to go into different, training things, and to the auditorium, listening to like new employee kind of an orientation thing. So I think you just have to jump into it and just start to, kind of navigate through the systems. That's what I found to be most beneficial for me. So the resources, there's a lot. I've told my team, be ready, because it can be, a little overwhelming going from a place where you had very few resources to a place like EXP that has, literally something for everything. So, but that's really awesome.
So,
yeah.
Cindy, I know that you've been, just kind of switching gears a little bit. You've been really successful with your real estate business. I mean, I think that you've been in the business for how long now?
Yeah, so I've actually had my license for a little over 8 years, but I did, I kind of dabbled in like the investment side for about 2 to 3. So between 10 and 11 total.
Gotcha. So 8 years. So you've been licensed for 8 years. And, for people that maybe you could share a little bit about your story and kind of your path to success, because, what people may not know is that by, 8 years ago, you got your license. I think you capped like in your first 30 days and then end up growing within a couple of years to where you've got the largest team, in terms of production in the entire country for the next company that you went to. So maybe you could share a little bit about like kind of your path and maybe some of the things that you've learned along the way.
That is a great question. Wow, I learned a lot along the way. So really, when I started, I, just like most of us, started at Keller Williams, and I was there for a year. So, I didn't cap in 30. I wish I could say that, but it was actually 90 days that I did hit my cap. And, I didn't know what I didn't know. So for me, I was like, oh, is it 90 days good? Like, I was thinking that probably wasn't that great, because I really had no clue, because I had never, ever imagined getting into real estate. So I was a director of enrollment for the University of Phoenix for about 14 years. So I really worked with counselors and, trying to help adults get back into school. So, it was definitely a very, sales driven environment, high performance. But for me, I never thought I was going to, venture into something different. And, I guess I woke up one day and I was like, is this the life that I want? Like, do I want to work, an 8 to 6 job, Monday through Friday? And I just felt like sometimes it was like kind of punching a clock. And I was like, no, this is not the life I want. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to check out real estate. Seems kind of a hot little thing to do right now. So I literally just kind of fell into it. And, I was an individual agent for about a year. And then once I made the transition from Keller Williams to Fathom Realty, within about a year and a half, I actually decided to start a team. So I thought, hey, let's, work smarter and not always so much harder, right? Because we want to have time for family and, do things that, makes us all very happy. So I joined I started a team, and within just a very short amount of time, I had actually the top performing team for Fathom in the country. And every year, you know, we were in the top 2. So very, very proud of what we've been able to accomplish. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. So if somebody was thinking to come over to EXP and they were asking you why should they, what would you say to them?
I'd say, why not? Like, seriously, what is it that, for one, is keeping you where you're at? So like for me, I always want to talk about all of the great things that they're receiving, and, you know, maybe there's some things that they're not receiving. So, you know, for me, when I saw the resources that were available, and then I learned about how you really are like an owner of something bigger, right? You have opportunities to participate in rev share, right? And I thought, man, that's awesome. That's your future. That's your retirement. That's so you don't have to go out and pound the pavement 7 days a week, right? So for me, it was, I mean, it really is like, why not? Like, now's the time. I really wish that I would have made this, you know, journey maybe like 5 years ago, but, you know, it's all in due time. So I would encourage people, if you know, are in a place where you're not 100% happy with, you know, maybe your quality of life, or, you know, you feel like you're working super, super hard and there's not a whole lot that you have to show for it, you know, let's talk, you know, seriously, let's talk and look at, you know, some of the resources and see if it's a good fit for you.
Well, how would
Say that again, Michael?
if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they?
Yeah, so a lot of ways. You can call me directly. My cell number is 214-208-4365. Or, of course, you can email me at cindy.joseph@exprealty.com. I'm also on Facebook, Cindy Joseph, Instagram, at Cindy Joseph Realty. So, yeah, anyone that has any questions, you just want to learn more, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to spend some time.
Awesome. That's amazing. And you did have a team. How did your team react, you know, when they learned of the opportunity, and did they all come over, or tell us about that?
Yeah, I love that question. So when I sat down, I actually decided to sit down with 2 of my top, you know, agents on the team first to kind of get their buy-in, because I had a feeling that they would go, you know, regardless. So when I sat down with the first one, she honestly thought that I was going independent, and so she was really nervous. And I told her, no, I'm not breaking up the team. I just, I'm looking at another opportunity. So, you know, within a couple of days, you know, 2 of them were like eager, ready to go, and then the third came on. So actually, I only had 2 that decided to stay back. And, you know, I would say it's all about the right time, the right place, the right opportunity. For some people, you know, it may not be always the right time for them. Maybe they don't quite see it as the right opportunity, but I'm confident within time, I think that those people may very well reach out to me. I'm hopeful.
Heck yeah. And the main thing is that you know, being partnered with us, you know, I grew a team in this same market pretty quickly. And I mean, I get people reaching out to me all of the time. And so the cool thing about that is, you know, I'm going to be able to help you when we do your launch call, which is part of the process over your first 30 days. You know, if we identify that's what we need to do, then that's just simple, you know, looking to acquire talent. But part of the partnership is not only are we going to help you find those people, we're going to help you train them. We're going to help you help them be productive, so that they not only are here, but they won't know anything any different. And the ability to recruit someone to your team and offer them everything that we're going to have as a value proposition is going to make it way simpler. And we'll probably be able to you know, recruit somebody that has a high level or a lot of talent. So I'm really excited to be partnered with you. I'm so excited to be you know, able to help you with growing your business. And I think that's where people need to understand is when you partner in an opportunity like this, it's you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So, you know, if you like Cindy's story, you want to reach out to her, you can, you know, call her on her cell phone. It's right there on the screen. right there, right? Yeah, do it like American Idol. Remember in American Idol when it's
Oh yeah.
call me.
Yeah, they're like, call me number one.
Or you can email her at cindy.joseph@EXP Realty. I know you're obviously a highly productive agent. I know that you have a hard stop for this. Any final words from either you or Woods that you all would like to end with?
Well, I'm just very excited, for the opportunity. I'm glad that I was able to make the journey over here and to partner with you guys. I will say whenever I throw out y'all's name, everyone is like, oh my gosh, wow, that's phenomenal. So everyone that I talk to knows who you are. They know about you. They know a little bit about your story. And I think, now is the time. This is a great time in our market to really, if you're looking at making a change, yeah, let's go. You know what? Let's look at some things now because the market has been crazy. I know here in, of course, Dallas, it's unreal again. I'm getting multiple offers on all my listings and, this is just, yeah, it's a great time. If you're in a place you're not seeing the success or the love that you need or the support, come on. Call me. Absolutely.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Cindy. We appreciate you. And look forward to doing a recap maybe in 90 days or 6 months and telling people, giving them really a look under the hood once we get those funnels up in place and helping you not only sell homes, but helping the agents on your team and hopefully building that team to where you want it. So listen, guys, if you want to learn how you can grow your business, one of the great things you could do just to get an idea of what we're up to is you can go to doubleyourbusinesslive.com and we're walking people through a simple way to double their business with high quality buyer and sellers. There's no obligation. It's a video. You register on the page, and then we do a live training. Right now, we've been helping people leverage new construction funnels, home buyer quizzes, all sorts of cool stuff. So if you haven't went and taken the class, go to doubleyourbusinesslive.com. And again, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Woods. I appreciate it. You guys have a fantastic day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thanks, guys.